Hello everyone, this is a new radio I bought on eBay a couple of weeks ago. This is a KW Argonaut 515. Originally would have been a ten-tec. There were only 800 of these made. A guy bought the last remaining, I believe, from the United States. I'm not sure they were in kit form or complete, but anyway, he put his own badge on. This one I kept absolutely original. I put new bulbs in. It seemed to work okay, so it was tuned up. It seemed to work fine, so I've left that. The only thing is the top was a bit scratched and it had gone white, and the bottom had quite a few scratches on. Now my Triton used to have like a vinyl, and I thought, well, I don't know, it was like a leather. Can I buy that now? So what I tried to do is respray it first with matte black paint. It just wouldn't take to it. It looked worse than it was without it. So this is the vinyl that I've done on the top. That little light shadow going across is the lights in the place I'm at. So you know it shapes up rather nice. It wouldn't sort of stick down on the bottom edge where you can't see very well. So I tucked it up inside. You know, that looks a little bit rounded. It's not really flat. It's not enough surface area. So I tucked it round underneath. And then when I put that in, it pulls it down. So it's not perfect, but it's the best I can get it. And it looks really good. This is the underneath. I decided to do the underneath the same, and that really turned out really excellent, that did. That's the underneath, and that's the vinyl. It really looks almost as though it was made to be there. The speaker grill was scratched. I wet and dried it because I wanted it matte, and I got all the scratches out. And then, believe it or not, I brassoed it, washed it, and then put some polish on it. It looks nice. I got the original rubber feet. I cut the holes in the vinyl where the original paint was so I could stick the feet back on. And I even managed to cut the holes without making a mess of it. And so that's how it is. The wig's got all the original knobs. It's had a new cord, new grain of wheat bulbs. They are LED bulbs. I managed to get some nice LED bulbs for it that really work well. I didn't put them in quite the same way it was designed to have them fitted, because the grain of wheat bulbs were in series on here, and I couldn't obviously do it that way, so I had to sort of wire those 6-volt LEDs in series. They're between 9 and 12 volt, 9 and 24 volt it said on there, but these are running at just over 6. So there you are, that's the original knobs. It's also got the original VFO. That was a little bit stiff. I put a couple of spots of machine oil into the front. I didn't want to strip it down because it meant me taking all these wires off, and I didn't know that I'd get them, and they were a bit cramped. And I thought this rig has had very little use. I've got the grain of wheat bulbs here. And if I put them up to the sun, they're not black at all. There's no discoloration on that. Or the original bulb, or as I call it, bulb. So, I mean, it's a low hour unit. This is a very, very low hour unit. So I thought I'd just put the LEDs in. I did the best I could, and I made a reasonable job of it. I forgot to put a wire clip back. There was a little wire clip in here. Yeah, you can see it there in the corner. I forgot to put it back, but it doesn't affect it. But I will keep it in the bag. So if the LED bulbs go, and I had to replace them. What you need is 5mm LED bulbs. There's some openings in this frame here. 5-watt LED bulbs fit exactly in there like they were made for it. They're the same size as the grain of wheat bulbs, and those won't. I mean, I've had my computer for years, 15 years, and the screen ain't gone, and that runs on LEDs. So this will probably outlast you. The knobs were repaired. They were all split. I had to fix the inserts. Then I filled them up with Alaconda which is this stuff. That stuff sets like rocks. It's XL Super Anaconda glue. So I glued the cracked ferrules, and then I filled up the void, the circular void with that. The bottom knobs were fine, they were still usable. Like they had a crack at the top of each one, but I did those. And they're fine. It was the big movers that had the problem, they always split. And one of the knobs was split almost in half, I had to repair that. So there you are, ladies and tablemen. The next video will actually be it going. But I've got very poor lighting in my bedroom, so it's probably going to be fairly dark. I don't use voice, I'm too deaf for voice now. I just do a bit of digital and a bit of CW. This only covers the non-warp bands. 3.80, 40, 20, 15 and 10. But I only ever seem to operate 20 and 40 anyway. Maybe 15. I've never really operated any other bands. The other bands seem to be devoid of people. But I do digital anyway. So there you are. So it's a nice rig. A very unusual barge on it. The story was, the guy that was selling this rigs was G8KW. He owned a shop in Dartford. He retired and sold up. He decided to go back into radio. He opened a small shop in London and was selling these and some other ten-tecs. He was actually selling ten-tec rigs. And this one here was an oddball because it has the KW badge. And only 800 of the ten-tec of this 515s were made. So this KW version is a very, very rare. There's probably less than a handful in existence. Somebody said I should get at least 500 quid, if not more, for it. I don't want to sell it anyway, but if I did, I want good money for it. And tonight I'll get it going on digital. I was going to fit a crystal calibrator board, it doesn't have one. There is room in the case. I decided not to fit it because it meant me drilling a hole. And I'm a great stickler that believes if you want to keep something in really good condition, collectors want the mint with the original knobs and no holes drilled in it. Yes, I've changed the bulbs, but that's a normal thing. So I decided to put that into a box with a wire and just have it sat on the top of the rig or around the back. I'm not going to mess with that. So anyway, ladies and tablemen, goodbye. Out to catch you again. Oh, it's still recording. Why is it still recording?